Welcome to the show, and welcome to Glow So Bright. Precedence is routine. Information cutoff is June 29, 2025, 0500 Zulu. Bottom line up front, this report is an additional update to the previous reporting by Glow So Bright on the Doll Squad. This report will cover new updates on key personnel and the status of Doll Squad post Glow So Bright reporting. Glow So Bright has continued reporting on the Doll Squad. Let's give a brief summary on Glow So Bright related activities and reports. On April 30, 2025, Glow So Bright on the Ron Stryker livestream, along with Security Guy 42, Glow So Bright has mentioned Doll Squad in passing on a stream about various Marxist armed groups which operate within the United States. Immediately after the livestream on the unit Instagram page, at doll_squad161 has self-deleted, indicating they monitor constitutional militia and prep-related activities as an active organization. On May 1st, 2025, Glow So Bright has released an initial intelligence report on the unit using Le Prochain video as an initial basis for information. On May 23rd, 2025, Glow So Bright, on an intelligence report titled Appendix A, using personal Instagram pages as well as early media articles featuring the Doll Squad, has featured a more comprehensive report on the Doll Squad. This would feature leadership, journal information, political beliefs, doctrine, and arms and equipment. On May 28, 2025, on a report titled Appendix B, was able to report on the history and identity of Charles Linderos, Community Armed Self-Defense, the predecessor organization to Doll Squad, as well as establishing Mia Rose as Joseph Linderos, as well as a possible origin on anti-police motivations. On June 4th, 2025, on Appendix C, it would show, using geolocation from the Le Prochain video, a featured and frequently used training site as used by Doll Squad. On June 26, 2025, on a live stream featured on Focus Trip's channel titled Like a Doll, would talk about the brief history of the Doll Squad and their current activities of attendance and the use of the training site as mentioned in Appendix C. Focus Trip claims to have reached out to Mia Rose for the live stream or to the panel, and afterwards, Mia blocks Focus Trip. Later on, at June 28, 2025, Mia posts on Instagram a story calling it a fascist podcast. Analyst comment, looking at the content of the exchange between Mia Rose and Focus Trip, Mia appears to be dismissive of the Glow So Bright reports. However, by blocking Focus Trip and insulting him instead of refuting Glow So Bright's statements on the Doll Squad or Mia, this reinforces the truth and impact of Glow So Bright reporting. This would conclude the summary of prior Glow So Bright intelligence reports as well as a Focus Trip livestream about Doll Squad. Meanwhile, on June 19, 2025, Eugene Weekly, a local magazine for Eugene, Oregon, has posted an article written by a senior Doll Squad member, Eve Weston. The article's intended audience are transgender and queer individuals who are interested in being first-time gun buyers, or, speculated by the analyst, maybe temporary gun buyers. While the article does not mention Doll Squad directly, this individual is seen with identical weaponry, as well as found in media published by West France, Le Prochain, and Mia Rose's Instagram account. The article was talking about introductory process on firearms ownership.
It's fun. I love doing that. I think this will serve me if case anything bad happens in our country. Who knows what could happen in the next 2 months. It seems like every election there's some kind of static in the air about is something going to happen? And so far nothing has happened, but that could always change, right?
And a recommendation of training by Shootin' Defense Group, based in Portland, Oregon, while promoting the firearms instructor under that training organization going by the alias of Zella. While claimed to be NRA certified with an NRA instructor number, there is no way to independently verify current credentials of being an NRA instructor. Other entities and individuals mentioned specifically in the article will be Carl Rozek, a Eugene-based firearms instructor based in Eugene, operating the Cognitive Defender LLC. The article was then featured by Andy No on X on June 27, 2025. The article was then shared on a recently created Reddit account on R Trans Guns, R Liberal Gun Owners, R Eugene, and other subreddits of a similar genre. Analyst comment, this isn't much different than earlier publications involving Mia Rose, such as from Popular Front, Le Prochain, or West France, where Doll Squad personnel would appear to advocate for the Second Amendment while wanting to, quote, bash back or destroy the perceived enemies, ever wanting to just obtain weapons and bolster their manpower to destroy individuals who uphold the values of the Constitution. So this article would identify the position and name, providing a clearer picture of clear leadership within the Doll Squad. This would establish Eve as a secondary in command leader, a likely 2IC, and position as a public affairs manager and senior firearms trainer. Okay, since we have that, let's develop the next slide deck. This article would identify the position and name of Doll Squad's likely second in command, providing a clear picture of key leadership within the Doll Squad and a slightly better order of battle picture. This would establish Eve as a likely second in command and a position as a public affairs manager, social media manager, and senior firearms trainer. So, Eve Weston, alias unknown, and the likely age of 27, is the likely second in command of the Doll Squad behind Mia Rose, acting as a public affairs manager, social media manager, and senior firearms instructor for the unit. The profession of this individual is a journalist, writing for the Eugene Weekly with an undergraduate degree in journalism from the University of Oregon. Eve has been a member of the Doll Squad since at least July 17, 2024, as reported by West France. In October 28, 2024, Eve was also featured in Le Persian video. Here we have a 16-inch AR-15 carbine chambered in 5.56, likely a basic configuration Palmetto State Armory rifle at one point with various modifications later on. A SIG Romeo 5 bolted on a Unity high mount, compatible with aimpoint micromounts. An A2 muzzle device, a likely O-light flashlight, some sort of infrared lamp wrapped in tape, a pink Ford Assist, a Fab Defense GL Core buttstock. There is a free-floated rail attached to the rifle with a low-profile gas block and a BCM slanted short vertical grip. The sidearm featured in the Eugene Weekly article is a 9mm Glock 19 derivative, more than likely a PSA dagger, equipped with a threaded barrel, tall sights, a Holosun open emitter reflex sight, a Streamlight TLR1 HL light, paired with a Safariland ALS retention holster. Analyst comment: previous Glow So Bright reporting on the Doll Squad, which assumed your computer friends as the second in command, seems to be incorrect. The current report establishes that Eve Weston is the likely second in command. The Doll Squad has a reduced social media presence and created operational secrecy since the Ron Stryker livestream on April 30, 2025, and especially since the Glow So Bright intelligence reports thereafter. Mia Rose has been more hostile towards other media figureheads, such as Focus Trip, blocking him and calling him a fascist podcaster, while trying to initially appear dismissive of the Glow So Bright intelligence reports. Ever since the Glow So Bright Appendix C report on Doll Squad training sites and geolocation activity, there has been a reduction in participation of Doll Squad training from 19 individuals and one cameraman on April 21st, 2025, down to 10 participants plus one cameraman in May 27, 2025, and on June 22nd, 2025, with 6 participants and one cameraman. The lack of a significant landmark, which is an orange rock being displayed, indicates compromise of the primary training site used by Doll Squad and revealed by Glow So Bright's geolocation efforts, or to point the camera in a more generic tree line or a vegetation area. The ground still has shotgun holes and other debris, which indicates the use of a shooting spot on public land. At these coordinates over here. Analyst comment: the reduction of participants in training photos could be interpreted in a few different ways. For example, there could be a reduction in training participants, as well as members leaving the unit or refusing to participate in training. Another way to look at this activity are that participants refuse to be photographed, which would make training attendance appear to be smaller than what is actually displayed. With changes of identities and activities of Doll Squad connected to social media accounts and media articles, the unit Instagram handle has shifted from the .collective.161 to TASC.161 on June 28, 2025. There has been possible shifts of Doll Squad related training promoted by Mia Rose as well, from the usual scheduled training in Eugene, Oregon, to additional training promoted by Sable Fox Tactical LLC in Denver, Colorado. The composition of this free transgender firearms training and contents are unknown. There has also been another unknown training event at an unknown location, as claimed by Mia. In late June 2025, a tactical ground intelligence asset of moderate reliability reports that 3 Doll Squad members, a senior member, and 2 recruits were at a local gun store in Eugene, Oregon. The senior member was advising the 2 recruits to purchase specific weapons using the term equipment standardization, or some similar terminology to that effect, presumably to get recruits to purchase 9mm pistols which take Glock magazines, as well as 5.56 caliber AR-15s, and other equipment which fit in line with Doll Squad's SOP. In conclusion, this report summarizes earlier Doll Squad reporting, provides updates to Doll Squad activity post-Appendix C, as well as establishing Eve Weston as key leadership for the unit. Mia Rose's direct activities in social media appear to have mostly paused, except for calling Focus Trip a fascist and blocking him, and creating limited Instagram-released stories. While recruiting and training attendance appears to have diminished, ongoing recruitment of members who appear to be more dedicated, loyal, and politically compliant are successful. The intelligence cycle on the Doll Squad continues. If you stare at the abyss, it will continue to be deeper and darker. Sources and a text version of this report will be provided in the video description as well. Thanks for watching. This is brought to you by Glow So Bright. Je, Jean Jolie.